Hello and welcome to another video. My name is Eva, and in today's video I'm going to talk about the nervous system. So specifically from an energy healing point of view and a spiritual awakening point of view, and I'm also going to share my experience with it. So the nervous system is basically responsible for us to be able to perceive energies and also to experience higher levels of consciousness. What does it exactly mean, perceiving energies? So I guess a lot of people who are watching this video, they are perceiving energies. There might be some people who don't perceive energies at all. There will be people who perceive them in a very, very strong way. Then people who just perceive a little bit, they know that there is something happening. And then again, there's people who just don't have an experience of it at all. And it's all perfect, of course. I'm just going to explain the different ways of how to perceive energy. So every system is different, just that you know that. And basically, when we are exposed, so I'm talking about my healing work and my transmission right now, because yeah, I am. This is what I can talk about. I mean, there are other people who do transmissions out there and healing work, and that's amazing, and work with energies. I'm just gonna talk about my work here. So when you are, let's say, you do a group healing meditation, you do a group healing session, a small group session, watch a YouTube video, you are connected to Next Elevations, whatever it is, you listen to these talks, then there is an energy transmission coming in. And what this transmission is doing, it's working on your system on a cellular level. And this is what, when you perceive energies, you can experience. So you can have a direct experience of that in your body. So there are various different ways how to perceive energies. Like I said, every system is different. So for some people, it's maybe a vibration in every cell of the body. This is how I perceive it, for example, just a constant vibration in every cell of the body. Then for some people, it's vibration in just certain areas of the body for certain times. So for example, if you meditate for an hour, for some people, they feel the vibration for the whole hour. For some people, they feel it, for a few minutes here and there. Some people, they perceive, or also very big part is to feel it in certain areas. So when the energy is working in certain areas on certain blockages, that you just feel it there specifically. So it's also a possibility. Then also some people are more, let's say, visual. So they see the light. So energy transmission is always light, and light is information on the fundamental level, but they see light coming in and they just see, so when they have their eyes closed, they see light, so either different shades of gray or like lights in different shades, so let's say very bright to a bit darker, like all varieties. Some people, they perceive it as lights with colors, also very possible. Some people perceive them as visuals. So they're just visions coming up. So they perceive energies that way, the information, the energy in that kind of way. And some people perceive it through their minds, so specifically through their minds. So they get like thoughts. A lot of thoughts are coming in. So every system is different. And this is just, I'm sharing different ways of perceiving energy. So if there is a specific way you are perceiving energies, please let me know. In the comment section is always very interesting how everybody's perceiving differently. So there are people who are perceiving and there are people who are not. And basically, the nervous system is responsible for that. But I also have to add that there are people who will never perceive energies because their system is just not made that way, and that's also totally fine. It's part of it, right? So when energy is coming in, it's part of it to experience them, but there are just some people who don't experience them. And then what to look out for, what are these transmissions doing, or what is the healing work doing? So first it works on an energetical level, so on your energy field, then it integrates into the body, and then it manifests into your life experience. This is basically what it's all about. So what's the life experience? So of course, it's amazing to feel the process, to feel the energies, to see what they're doing, see where they're working, experience where they're working. But in the end, it's really the manifestation of that, so the embodiment. There you see if it worked or not, or if it's working for you or not. And there, it doesn't really matter if you actually feel them or not. It's all about how it's manifesting in your daily life experience. So manifesting in what kind of way? How do you see yourself? How do you see this reality? How do you perceive others? So this kind of all starts changing over time. Do you experience your life being more in a flow? Do you experience it more effortless? All that kind of stuff. Do you experience synchronicity, stuff like that? So this is basically how it manifests then, and this is what it's all about in the end. So when you when you are experiencing high levels of consciousness, do you experience, let's say, them more in meditation and when you sit quiet with your eyes closed, or is this like an everyday life experience, when you go out and you interact with your day? So basically it's just a byproduct of the transformation process. And of course, let's say if your path is, for example, to eventually work with energies and, or to read them, or whatever the content is, or whatever, how it's unfolding for you, then of course you will probably feel them more. And for other people, or because your system is just like that, and if it's just not important for your journey, then you won't, or you just will feel a little bit of them, or you won't feel them at all, and that's also fine. Just to add a little bit how it came in for me. So basically, for the first about 3 months when I was exposed to spiritual transmissions, I didn't feel them at all. So I had like 2 or 3 experiences just for, I don't know, a few seconds or maybe a minute, where I could feel a rush of energy flowing through my system. So I knew that there was something happening, or I saw like just suddenly light coming in, like, a light was turned on and then it was turned off again. So just that I knew, okay, there is actually something happening, that I had the proof. But it took quite a few months until I could feel them regularly in meditation. But I meditate with transmissions, just saying. So not like sitting by myself, but always with a transmission. So the nervous system got more used to that, more refined. So they got more used to feeling these energies because I was exposed. And then I started feeling them first in certain areas of the body. Then also lights. So lights started to come in, visions. But then like the visions, they started to fall away again. It's a part of the clearing process, or at least it was for me. And then the lights, I still perceive lights, but different. So it's always changing anyway. So how you perceive energies over the time, over the years, working with energies or being exposed to those, it's changing. So sometimes it was a lot more intense, less intense, and it really depends. So when the system still needs a lot more clearing, so the clearing process can bring up a lot of, let's say, experiencing energies. It's part of the clearing. Then the more clear the system gets, let's say, the more balanced is the way of perceiving these energies. Yeah, and then eventually what happened was, first, okay, there's an energy, I can feel it. Then after a while, meditating with different spiritual teachers or beings who were transmitting spiritual transmissions, feeling the different flavors or being able to experience the different flavors of those. Then also different kinds of transmission, so that they feel different. So that was like next step. And then specifically then when also the healing work started to come in, being able to read them, communicate with them, transmit them and stuff like that. So it was constant. It was constantly changing. So just saying, it can change, and in the end, it's information for the system, and it helps to transform your system. And then for awakening specifically now, why is the nervous system important? So basically higher levels of consciousness, when this is something you're aiming for, reaching higher levels of consciousness, higher levels of consciousness, you can imagine that as being a high level has more energy and more information in it. It's just a lot more to where the nervous system is exposed to that. So a lot more energy, a lot more information. So I'm not like talking about a lot. And if the nervous system is not ready, and this is why this is a whole process, you basically can't experience a higher level because the nervous system is not there yet. So, of course, there are other mechanisms in the system that might not be there yet, but the nervous system is part of it. It needs the refinement. So, for example, maybe you've heard of people who had sudden awakenings, so maybe you had one where something was opening up, let's say a higher state, let's say unity consciousness was opening up for a little bit, you experienced this for a while, for a few minutes, maybe a few hours, or a day or two, and then it closed down again. It just means the nervous system wasn't able to hold that amount of light and information in your system yet. So, I mean, it's good news because it just means the possibility is definitely there for you because it has already opened up. But yeah, the nervous system just needs refinement until it can be there for good. And also, so that's experiencing high levels of consciousness and then also experience them constantly and then also integrating them in your human life experience needs the integration, and the nervous system is just a very big part of it. So this is like an overview. Is there something else? I think that's it for the overview. If you want to have more information, or if you just feel like you have, or if you have a question, please let me know in the comment section. I just want to give an overview for understanding. So there is going to be a video out on Wednesday where I work on the nervous system, so help the refinement, also bring in more balance, because there are some people who, for example, perceive energies in such a strong way, they might feel it's a bit uncomfortable. Then also people who might not experiencing them at all, but the possibility would be there for their system. So I kind of help to refine the nervous system and also bring in a good balance for you. Yeah, so that video is going to be out on Wednesday. You can also watch this multiple times, and it will help. It will help that process. So basically, by being exposed to my work, it's going to refine anyways. This is just part of it. Like there is no way around this, but just doing, like working on that specifically or doing a meditation for that specifically just speeds up the process. Yeah, and it's mostly part of my, let's say it's part of the healing sessions where I work on that specifically, or part of a lot of the group sessions as well, the meditations, or also the YouTube videos where it's just part of them. And now, if it's part of them specifically, I talk about it, but in the end, the transmission is doing that anyways. Yeah, okay, that's it. Thank you so much for watching. Again, please let me know if you have a question. Also, if you want to share, if you feel like in what way you're perceiving energies, let me know. And yeah, and again, it's a process, and it will always change constantly. And yeah, okay. So thank you so much for watching, and see you for the next video. Bye bye.